Under 3 to play in the third. Brunson with a three. Got it! And the foul. And the foul. 29 for Jalen Brunson.
The team starts in, and they score! They got a bounce! Evander Kane, and it's a 2-goal lead again. First 8:07, and warded off a couple of Dallas Star pushes to dispatch Dallas for the second straight year in the Western Conference Final.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, streaming live, AM 1310, WDPN.com. Welcome to the start of the weekend, everybody. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass as we come to you live from Studio A on Smith Avenue in Alliance, Ohio, on another, tell me if you've heard this before, another rainy, dreary day in Northeast Ohio. What in the Sam hell is going on with this weather?
You know, Sam, my mom's in Florida this week, and she called me earlier to tell me that she was complaining that it's been way too hot. So I had to let her know that we're living in the opposite over here.
Unbelievable. It's got to turn around at some point. Hopefully it will. But hey, we're going to brighten your day today. We've got a fantastic show for you. While we're at it, make sure you hit up all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. You can check me out on TikTok as well, at Sam Bourquin16. We got a lot going on today. First of all, let's talk about who's in play today as far as our high school sports teams. And if I'm leaving anybody out, please somebody jump on it and let me know. But I think we've got everybody covered today that's playing today. But if I'm off, you know what to do. 330-821-1310 or text me or whatever, because we don't want to leave everybody out. So here's what's going on today. For high school baseball, at 2 o'clock, they were supposed to start. I think they're still playing. It's been raining over here now for the last 40 minutes or so. GlenOak and St. Ignatius were to play this afternoon at 2 o'clock. We will try to get some updates on that ballgame if indeed they are still playing. 4:30 today, Jackson will play Brunswick in Division I tournament baseball. At 5 o'clock today, Canton Central Catholic will play Triway in high school tournament baseball. So I know we've got those three games today. Yesterday, Worcester came back to beat Lake in a tough one, 3-2. Hoover beat Massillon 8-0. So the Vikings now will play, looks like in a regional semi against Lakewood, and that would be on June the 4th at 2 o'clock. We're going to talk to the skipper of the Hoover Viking baseball team, Brian Ashby, coming up today at around 4:35. Softball today. Games, I believe that are still a go. Louisville playing Boardman, 5 o'clock today. Perry playing Green today in Ashland. That's at 5 o'clock today. If you can't make it over, John Bazika will have the call on Q92radiosports.com. Again, that's at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I think that's everybody today. If there's been any weather issues, cancellations, postponements, suspended games, let us know. We're trying to monitor as many things as we can here. But with the way the weather just kind of acted up about 40 minutes ago, and I know it's a real long line of showers, so it's encompassing like not just all of our area, our listening area, but maybe 5, 10, 15 miles all directions otherwise. So we will try to keep you in touch as best as we can with all the high school baseball, softball going on today. Then again, if you hear something, let us know, and we'll be sure to pass all the information along. Okay, Guardians and Angels, hopefully, we'll play some baseball tonight. NBA last night, the Knicks stayed alive as they knocked off the Pacers. There will be a Game 6. Saturday night at Madison Square Garden, Indiana leads that series 3-2. And yes, TNT NBA action continues, at least for another couple of days. Excited about that. Let me tell you, that was the biggest thing for me last night. Just Knicks, keep that series going so I can get some more Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq. All right? That's all I really cared about last night. A little bit later on today, we've got our On This Day in Sports History. Couple of really good moments on this day in history. And I'll just give you a little tease right now. One of them occurred in 1977, and it involved the Cleveland Indians. I'll leave it at that, okay? But we got that coming up a little bit before 5:30 today. Let's see here. We've got, I want to congratulate Mary Kay Cabot from the Cleveland Plain Dealer. She was awarded yesterday. Let me make sure that I get this. Actually reached out to Mary Kay last night, trying to get her on the show. If not today, hopefully early next week. She was named the Bill Nunn Jr. Award winner for Pro Football Writers. So she'll have a little plaque at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we want to congratulate Mary Kay, and hopefully we can get her on the show. If not today, it doesn't look good for today, but maybe early next week here on 1310 WDPN. Also, it is a fill-in-the-blank Friday, and I think we may have struck gold today on this one. This thing is on fire. Go to our Facebook page, AM 1310 WDPN, our X page at 1310 WDPN, or my Facebook page, and just fill in the blank. And today's fill-in-the-blank Friday question is, at any level, what is your all-time favorite sports memory? Fill in the blank. At any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. And we have got a ton of them coming in already. They started coming in about 2 o'clock today. And by happenstance, or maybe the host was kind of looking into the future and thought of a couple that you might have coming in today, we got some great audio of some of the great moments in sports history. We might even have some of yours already. Okay, but we've hand selected about 7 or 8. We narrowed it down. If we have a little bit of time during our breaks today and what have you, we'll try to throw a few more into the system, but some all-time great moments in sports history. And why I phrased it the way that I did, I said at any level. This could be in high school. This could be college. This could be pro. This could be the Olympics. This could be horse racing. Whatever you feel, whatever your opinion is, whatever your best memory was. And I know there's so many, it's almost hard to only pick one. That's why we put a bunch of exciting moments in the system to play for you throughout the show today. But I figured, why I did this today, last night I'm watching the Knicks and Pacers, and I saw the incredibly emotional embrace with Kevin Love and J.R. Smith on the floor hours before tip-off. And then my senses just started going, Cavs, NBA champs 2016. What a moment that was. What a bunch of great moments that was. Those were. And I'm thinking 2016, hey, we had a pretty good year in baseball too, didn't we? Indians and Cubs World Series. And then I'm going, oh my God, Rajay Davis, that home run. And I know we lost the game, but what an incredible moment that was. And of course, with the Cavs, the stop, the block, the shot. And then I'm thinking about, oh my God, the miracle on ice. Al Michaels, do you believe in miracles? Then I'm thinking about, Justify, the Triple Crown winner 6 years ago with horse racing. And then I'm thinking about the Buckeyes beating Miami of Florida for the national championship. And I'm just my mind's going crazy. I said, that's it. That's going to be the fill in the blank. And then all these incredible moments started coming back to me. And I thought, you know what? I bet our listeners, I bet our viewers, I bet our great folks out there will have some great comments and great memories too. So not only would we like you to call in and share those today at 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. You can also text your favorite memory in. We'd love to read those on the air for you as well at 330-924-7027. You can also drop a GIF on our social media platforms of one of your favorite moments. We got a couple here. Steve Yerke says the Lehman Bears state championship in 1971. Okay, I would have never thought of that. That's an incredible moment. A lot of folks posting in the Cavs 2016 NBA championship. Justin Shaw here. Justin, hope you are well. High school state championship game, Lake, in 1997 for the pros, 6 Super Bowls for the New England Patriots. Timothy Abrig, the Tribe, making it to the World Series back in 1995. And it doesn't have to be like a championship. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be an NBA title, a World Series, a college championship. It can be just whatever, the best moment for you, the most incredible sports memory at the high school, college, or pro level. Mike Lawrence just said, hey, Sam, July 4th, 1976, I was there, Indians-Yankees, Municipal Stadium. That's it. For Mike, that was his most incredible sports memory. We got some good ones here. The Lake Erie Monsters winning the Calder Cup. And we'll go down this list, but keep those coming in on all of our social media platforms. But we'd love to hear from you. Maybe give us a story, who you were with, where you were, how you watched it, how late you stayed up, what did you do to party afterwards, how did you enjoy your favorite sports moment? Okay, get those in and get them up and rolling at 330-821-1310. I mean, they are absolutely coming in by the bucket today, and I can't wait to play some of them, and I can't wait to hear some of your favorite memories as well. So we got the Guardians and Angels tonight. Hopefully, Mother Nature will let that go. We'll let them play. Stanley Cup is set. We got a rematch from a year ago. Edmonton and Florida will play again for Lord Stanley's Cup in the best of 7. That will get underway here in just a couple of days. And a reminder, the Perry Green softball today game over at Ashland at 5 o'clock. If you want to check that out, we've got it for you live on Q92sports.com. And you can also pick that on Facebook and YouTube as well. So we got lots of stuff going here on this rainy Friday. Mr. Rainsburg.
What up?
Do you have any kind of like crazy wild sports memory, whether it was watching it or maybe being there or when you were growing up or anything that just kind of comes along to you?
I have many fond memories of doing the basketball games for Broadcast Arts in high school.
Okay.
So I could use that. I feel like that applies. I enjoyed filming basketball because it's high action. You know, it's you can really just free cam it. You don't have to sit it on a tripod and just aim left and right or tilt up and down. So yeah, that's about as close as I can get.
Well, you know what? Something just popped into my head a couple minutes ago, and I need to ask you, when Mount Union went to the Final Four in the NCAA college basketball tournament in Division III a couple of years ago in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
We were doing the game. Were you on the board for those or no?
Yeah, it was an AM game. It was me.
Okay, good.
It's always me.
And that just popped into my head going, man, that was pretty, I almost dropped an F-bomb. That was pretty sweet when Mount Union went to the Final Four in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, you talk about a ride with some great guys. And of course, you know, love Coach Feuline and the staff, and the fact that, you know, it's always been, you know, football. And, you know, with all the national championships, rightly so. But then when Mount Union hit the gas and went to the Final Four in Fort Wayne, I mean, that was something I'll never forget. I mean, they didn't win it. I still think I still think they got hosed at the end of that championship game. Sorry, I do. Go back and watch the video. I think we got hosed. But just driving to Fort Wayne twice within like 3 days, going to Fort Wayne, coming back home, driving to Fort Wayne, coming back home. The overnight stay that we had the night that they lost to Christopher Newport in the national championship game. And I was just thinking about what a great run that was with a lot of the great players, and Colin Gurley and, of course, Christian Parker and I don't want to forget my guy, Darrell Newsome, and all the Devontae Friga, all the great guys on that team. I've just felt so bad that they couldn't get it done. But what a run that was. And I still cannot believe when we looked up into the stands at the Fort Wayne Arena, the place was just covered in purple. I had never seen that many people at a Mount Union basketball game in my life. And I said, oh, my God. I turned to my partner, Ryan Keller, who, if you're listening today, thanks for the pizza oven, brother. That was very good. We really appreciated it today. We were doing the game, and I go, would you look around here? Look at all these people. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And I'll never forget that. Did we win the title that night? No. But I'll never forget the semi, and I'll never forget the title game and all the great memories that brought me, and I know that brought the City of Alliance and the University of Mount Union and all the alum. I think that was just fantastic. Man, I'm getting wound up today. I'm getting excited. No need for Mountain Dew on this Friday. We're going to take a break. 3:24 here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Phone lines are open. 330-821-1310. You can text us your all-time favorite sports memory. I don't care if it's high school, college, pro, Mighty Mites, Little League, A-ball, whatever it is. You can text us there as well at 330-924-7088. Stay with us, everybody. Much more to come right here on 1310.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suite? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A. absent. Julio M. absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like food, transportation, and healthcare.
Olivia H. absent. Preston L. absent.
But site coordinators from communities and schools connect kids to the resources they need so they show up prepared and ready to learn.
Jacob O. present.
Visit communitiesandschools.org. Being present matters.
My doctor said I could use something called a biosimilar. Then she told me what it is.
A biosimilar is a type of biologic medication. Just like brand name drugs have generic versions, original biologics can have biosimilars.
So I asked what the benefits are and if they work the same.
Biosimilars have the same safety, effectiveness, and quality as the original biologic. They also offer more medication options at potentially more competitive prices.
My doctor said I could learn more at fda.gov/biosimilars.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. Together, we can make real change happen.
What's this place?
We're Rotary.
Is that good?
We
You're
are
the last
people
to
of
see the
action.
president alive.
Get involved today at Rotary.org/action.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
All right, welcome back here at 1310 WDPN, streaming live, AM1310WDPN.com. News and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Today, a fill-in-the-blank Friday. At any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. 330-821-1310. Hit us up on our social media platforms, and we will relive and have some fun here on this rainy Friday afternoon. All right, a couple of great ones that just kind of stuck out to me, and I guess I want to start with one where we didn't even win the game, but the Rajay Davis home run against the Cubs in World Series Game 7, I'll never forget it.
Rajay Davis, 6-6.
Oh, if we just could have won that game. Oh, if we just could have beat the Cubs, but the rain delay got us, and we fell to Chicago. And, of course, part of the shot, the stop, you can't forget about LBJ and the block.
James, the offense is running through me right now. Irving drives, hop step inside, floats up, misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the...
Oh, baby. Oh, the block. And then we got the shot by Kyrie, and we won the title. Two of the great moments to stick out there, but I know we've got a lot more to get to here on this Friday afternoon. Keep the calls coming. Keep the comments coming. Keep the posts coming. Right now, we got to step away. We'll get you all your news and weather, and we'll come back on the other side. So stick around here. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a Fill in the Blank Friday on AM 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. There's been a victory for the Trump administration in its efforts to roll back legal status granted to hundreds of thousands of migrants by the previous administration. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports from Washington.
The Supreme Court stay allows the Trump administration to move forward with its plans to strip these migrants of their status while their case plays out. It affects more than 500,000 people who fled Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, and who were all granted parole by the Biden administration. The court's majority didn't explain its decision, but liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said the court's move threatens to upend lives. Jackson was joined in her dissent by fellow liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Reality TV star Todd Chrisley has spoken out for the first time since President Trump's pardon and release from prison earlier this week.
Julie, who is a wonderful, decent, God-fearing woman and that I'm blessed to have been married to and been with for over 30 years now. An excellent mother. She's at home with Chloe right now, and Chloe will not let her go.
Chrisley spoke to reporters at a hotel in Nashville this morning. President Trump earlier this week pardoned Chrisley and his wife, Julie, who served time for tax evasion and bank fraud. Hamas says it is continuing to review a U.S. proposal for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. The ceasefire plan, which has been approved by Israeli officials, won a cool initial reaction Thursday from the militant group. A Hamas official and an Egyptian official, speaking on condition of anonymity to discuss the talks, said Thursday that the proposal called for a 60-day pause in fighting, guarantees of serious negotiations leading to a long-term truce, and assurances that Israel will not resume hostilities after the release of hostages as it did in March. Delivering his first public remarks since receiving a cancer diagnosis, former President Joe Biden spoke at a Memorial Day service in Newcastle, Delaware this morning. The president spoke to reporters afterwards and answered questions about his health.
Prognosis is good, We're working on everything. It's moving along. I feel good.
Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website today, Swift announced that all the music she's ever made now belongs to her. According to the Post, the pop star has purchased her catalog of recordings, originally released through Big Machine Records, from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. She did not disclose the amount. Over the last few years, Swift has been re-recording and releasing her early albums in an attempt to regain control of her music. It's 58 degrees and Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Showers likely for what's left of your Friday afternoon. Cloudy and a high near 67. The threat of showers will linger into the overnight along with thunderstorms under mostly cloudy skies, a low near 53. Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly during the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy, gradually turning sunny with a high reaching 62. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And we're back here on the program. Phone lines are open for you at 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Today is a fill-in-the-blank Friday, and it is on fire today. Get those calls in, get those comments in, get those texts in, get those replies in on all of our social media platforms, and we will read them on the air. Today, your fill-in-the-blank Friday at any level. At any level, what is your all-time favorite sports memory? Any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. And we want you to fill that in. Brian Kunkel says Cavs championship 2016. Scott hitting the super at Waterford Park in 1989. Congratulations. Timothy Abrig, the Tribe making it to the World Series in 1995. What a team, what a season. Tim Lonis, the Cavs in 2016, and then the Lake Erie Monsters winning their first Calder Cup. Good call right there. Mike Young, Cavs winning the title in 2016, coming back from 3-0. LeBron will always be the GOAT in my mind. Eric Schumacher, watching the Buckeyes win the 2014 national title at Jerry World in Dallas. 2014, that would have been against Oregon, I believe. Yes, we have one of those clips. We'll play that a little bit later on. Eric Harkins says, Sammy, the 100th McKinley Maslin game, my all-time favorite sports memory. Steve Rudner, Grandpa, He says, Ohio State, Miami, 2003 Fiesta Bowl. Buckeyes win it. Sal, this is a good one. The 1983 Philadelphia 76ers winning 4-0 against the Lakers. And remember Moses Malone. Remember his epic quote when the Sixers won that fourth game in a row in that series? He said, "Foe, foe, foe." That's what he said, as the Lakers were no match for Philly. And Dr. J, Bobby Jones, and Henry Bibby took the Lakers out. I like this one here. Marcus McMullen says, Sammy, my son's first pitched strikeout at the age of 9. That's why I opened it up to any level at all. I don't care if it's Mighty Might or if it's a World Series or it's anything. I think that's really, really cool. Let's see here. So George Davis says, Sammy, seeing Ernie Davis walk across the field at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, knowing he was never going to play for the Browns because he was passing away from leukemia. Oh, my God. He was wearing a suit and tie. I'll never forget it. That's an emotional moment right there. Cheryl McAllister says, Sammy, back-to-back McKinley basketball state championships, 2005, 2006. Wow, she says. Cheryl, I'm with you. Doug says, hey, 1999, the Perry football team beating undefeated Massillon for the first time at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in the first round of the playoffs. Perry won 23-6. His son Danny was a sophomore for the Panthers that year. Robin Eves, Massillon beating Hoban for the state championship. Long awaited. Ed Lancer, my guy. I was hoping he would text this in. He said, Sammy, winning the 2005 Division I state softball championship. I believe a young Sam Bourquin was on the call that day. Yes, I was. And I loved it. That was so much fun. Julie Boyce, I remember, was the outstanding pitcher that year for Lake. And, of course, they had a great team. And the Blue Streaks under Coach Lancer got that coveted state championship. Boy, they are just coming in like crazy. Jimmy Morehouse. Jackson State Championships in 2010, 2014, 2 in 2017, and 2023. Brian Christian, Cavs winning it all in 2016. Tommy Michaelides says, no question about it, the miracle on ice. Those are just a few that are coming in, and we want you to keep those coming in and call in today at 330-821-1310. Well, there's a couple on there that I had completely forgotten about. Just great, great sports memories, and hopefully we've got some teams that are playing right now or a little bit later on this afternoon, if weather permits, they will create another memory for themselves, whether it's baseball, softball, you never know.
You know what, Sam? I thought of a better one, actually.
Okay.
Because my senior year of high school was the 2012 year, where our basketball team had a perfect regular season. They went 20-0.
Yes.
So that was a pretty cool time to be a senior at my high school. So I look back on that pretty fondly.
So the Alliance, was that 2012, you said?
Yeah, I think so. 2012.
The Alliance was
pretty sure that was my senior year with J.J. Kakura.
Yeah.
And his dad was the coach.
Yep. Larry.
Yep. They had a perfect regular season. I don't think they didn't win the playoffs that year, but it went all the way, which is pretty cool. So.
I remember because it's hard to go 20-0.
Yeah.
I know.
High school.
I know Alliance did it 1 year. Louisville did it 1 year. I want to say one of Randy Montgomery's Hoover teams. I'm not sure. I don't know if Randy's listening or not. I want to say they went 20-0 1 year, but I can't remember. I don't want to put that out there as gospel, but it sure seems like they did. I want to say one of Coach Rick Hairston's Timken Trojan basketball teams went 20-0. I think I may have broadcast that game at the field house. Coach Rick, I hope you're well. I don't remember, though. I want to say Timken went 20-0 that year. I mean, all these are just starting to flood back to me now that I start thinking about, the last, I don't know, going back to, for me anyway, when I broke into the business in 90, but even as a fan before that. But all the great memories and moments that we've all shared together, whether it was high school football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever, or if it was college, or if it was the NBA, if it was the Winter Olympics, the Summer Olympics, maybe it was horse racing, maybe a Triple Crown, and Justify did it 5-6 years ago. We got the call on that too. We'll be playing that for you a little bit later on. But there's so many out there. And when I first thought about it, so we'll just, we'll keep this to your favorite Cleveland pro sports memory. And I thought, that'll kind of be whittling the possibilities down a little bit. And then I thought, okay, we'll just do college and pro. And I'm like, but man, the high school memories around here for so many of us, I was like, no, we got to put that in there. And then I thought, there's been Triple Crown, there's been the Miracle on Ice. And I started thinking about, little kids getting into sports, whether it was Mighty Mites or Midget League football or, maybe a travel team or something. All the great moments there for moms and dads and grandma, grandpa, aunt and uncle and different things like that. I said, you know what, we're going to keep going with that too. So that's kind of why we opened it up like the way we did. And I'm certainly glad that we did that. Again, today, and I don't know if it's still raining. I'll have to go out in the lobby here during the next break. It probably is. I think it was like 98% chance of rain today. But for our local teams today, baseball, GlenOak and Ignatius were supposed to start at 2 o'clock today. Central Catholic Triway Baseball to play at 5. Jackson Brunswick scheduled to play at 4:30. Softball today, Perry Green scheduled at 5. Louisville Boardman scheduled at 5. Hoover beat Massillon yesterday 8-0. We'll check in with Brian Ashby, head coach of the Hoover Vikings. He'll be joining us at 4:35 this afternoon. Vikings next. I think they're supposed to play Canfield tomorrow at noon. Just like just kind of keep fresh and keep the season going there. But then the next tournament game, I believe, is on June 4th against Lakewood at 2 p.m. And that ball game scheduled to be played up at Gilmore Academy. So lots to get to and a lot going on here today on this Friday afternoon. Hopefully the Angels and the Guardians can play tonight up in Cleveland. The Guards are 30-25. They're 6 behind Detroit in the division. The Angels will come in 25-30. They're 5 games out behind Seattle in the West. That'll be a 3-game series at Progressive Field. Tomorrow, I believe, is 4:10. And Sunday, I believe, is 1:10 or maybe 1:40. Too many different times going on here. Come on. Let's like stay with 1 or 2 and leave it at that. Angels, by the way, coming in tonight, they are 27th in batting average. 234. 224 the Angels are batting. They're 21st in runs at about 2.24 runs a game. Their earned run average, they're 25th in baseball. They're hovering around 5. Their ERA is 4.84. And their pitching, they're 28th with the whip at 1.51. So the numbers would tell you possibly the Guardians could have a good series this weekend. And when I say a really good series, that means a sweep. A pretty good series would be winning 2 out of 3. But then I saw this earlier today. And again, you never know with Mike Trout. He was expected to be activated off the injured list today before the Angels and Guardians get together. The person spoke to the AP anonymously because nothing had been officially announced. This was about 11:35 this morning. Trout hasn't played since April 30th. He was playing against the Mariners, and he went out of the game in the 4th inning with soreness in his left knee. And then a couple of days later, they said, well, it's a bone bruise. So he's been out again. Can you believe Mike Trout is 33 years old now? He missed 26 straight games after playing in the Angels' first 29 games this year. He was hitting 179, 9 home runs, and 18 RBI. If Mike Trout, God bless him, could have ever stayed healthy, I can't tell you what kind of crazy, wild numbers this guy would have put up. Listen to this stat. Mike Trout has missed 404 of the Angels' 664 games since May 17th of 2021. That is 61% of the games he has missed because of injury. Let me read this a different way. Since May 17th of 2021, in a department of 664 games for the Angels, Mike Trout has missed 404 of them. How does that happen? He just kind of guy that was always got hurt. Big dude, a fast dude, a strong dude. Guy was always pulling hamstrings, tearing muscles, spraining something, pulling something. And it was always like when he was about to catch fire. Like he would be on one of those crazy, 20 hits in his last 50 at-bats. He'd string about 7 or 8 home runs together in a couple of weeks. He'd drive in about 15 or 20 runs. He'd steal about 10 or 12 bases. He would just be on fire. And all of a sudden, something would happen. Something would pop as he's running down the first base line or chasing a ball in the outfield or trying to leg out an infield thing. Something always happened to Mike Trout. If the dude could have stayed healthy, I can't imagine the numbers that he would have put up. But it looks like he's coming off the disabled list today. And who knows, you might see him up in Cleveland this weekend as the Guardians take on the Angels. We're going to step out. 10 minutes till the top of the hour. Phone lines are wide open for you. The text line is wide open. Call us at 330-821-1310. You can text us on the WDPN text line at 330-924-7088. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday on the Sam Bourquin Show right here, 1310 WDPN.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly. Get on board. Get on board.
With love, I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
For 100 years and counting, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need.
This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has done so much for me and so many other kids. I can dance. I can play games with my friends.
Because of Shriners Hospitals for Children, I have no limits, and I'm doing more than what I ever thought possible.
To find out more about how children in need are being helped every day, go to loveshriners.org today.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And welcome back. We've got a couple of minutes before we get to the top of the hour with all the latest news and the weather. And yes, it is still raining here in Alliance, Ohio, and all over Stark County. And hopefully that'll get out of here at some point and we can have some nice weather. But I'm afraid today is going to be one of those washout days. And I'm hoping tomorrow and Sunday we kind of dry things out and get ready for what looks to be a pretty nice week coming up. So we got a couple more days of that to get through together here on 1310 WDPN, as long as Mother Nature, because boy, she has been feisty. She has been very feisty since January. Come on, give us a break. On Facebook, Kathy Carson Adams. Sammy, the best memories I have of a sporting event was when my grandson, Braylon Holland of East Canton, won the state Triple Crown winner in cross country in 2022 and in track and field in 23. He won it in the 1600 and the 3200. Best moments of my life watching with him. It was a big thing for our family. And Kathy, congratulations. I know that was a really, really cool time for you and your grandson and all of the East Canton community. All right, a couple of more outstanding, incredible favorite memories of mine and probably yours as well. And again, this was just a regular season game. I'll take you back to 1995. Oh, the Cleveland Indians, all the great comeback wins. This one may have been my favorite comeback win of the year. We kind of set the scene for you. This is 1995. The LA Angels are in town to play the Cleveland Indians. And it was just another one of those incredible comebacks by the Tribe. Lee Smith, one of the best closers ever in baseball. He's on the bump. It's the bottom of the ninth inning. The Indians are down 3 with 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth and the bases loaded. Albert Bell comes to the plate.
Line to center field. Back is Edmonds to the warning track to the wall. It's gone. A grand slam home run. The magic continues. The Indians win. Oh. Look at this place.
Unbelievable. That was back when it was Sports Channel. John Saunders and Rick Manning had the call that night. I'll never forget where I was. I was working the clubhouse at Damon's in Belton Village that night. And it was almost 11 o'clock. We were getting ready to close because this was during the week. And we still had a couple of tables of people that, hey, you know what? Never count the Tribe out. Never count them out. And by God, if we didn't win that game on a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth inning, and it was Albert Bell. That was one of my all-time favorites. Now, here's another one of my favorites that a lot of us probably didn't see live. And if we didn't see it live, we didn't hear about it maybe until several hours after it happened. You know where I'm going here. The Miracle on Ice, 1980. Do you believe in miracles?
Puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Listen to that crowd. Listen to that crowd. It's still, look at it, still sends shivers down my spine and makes the hair on my arm stand up. The incredible call by Al Michaels. Do you believe in miracles? USA beats the Soviet Union. Then they go on a couple of days later to win the gold. But man, it didn't get any better than that. That was pretty awesome stuff. That was really awesome. I was wrestling then. I was at a wrestling tournament. 4th grade. I was in the 95-pound weight class. I was so bad. But we got put in this tournament. It was in Brecksville. And my dad and a couple other fathers and a couple of the wrestlers, we all had to drive up separate because we didn't have a bus. 4th grade wrestling, we didn't have a bus at St. Michael's. So we had a wrestling tournament. And it was like one of those 7-8 hour deals. And we heard on the second day of the tournament that the U.S. had won and captured the gold medal. But it was, I'll never, ever, ever forget that. That was pretty cool. All right. Keep those calls coming in. Keep the comments coming in. Fill in the blank Friday. At any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. 330-821-1310. We got the news. We got the weather coming up and 2 more big hours to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show on a Fill in the Blank Friday. 1310 WDPN. And we're streaming live. Don't forget at AM1310WDPN.com.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. A dangerous mess not too far south of the Canadian border near Lyndon, Washington. People, pedestrians, and drivers are urged by the sheriff's office to stay 200 yards away from where a commercial truck overturned. The truck is carrying an estimated 70,000 pounds of honeybee hives containing live bees. We're just hearing that Loretta Swit has died, most famously playing Major Margaret Houlihan, head of nurses, on the still popular TV comedy series MASH. She was 87. Its final episode in 1983 still is the top-rated scripted TV show of all time. Hundreds of thousands of migrants in the U.S. could be forced out after a Supreme Court decision today. It allows the government to move ahead with its plans to end parole protections granted by the Biden administration to 500,000 migrants who fled Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. Cuba's foreign ministry in a tiff with the U.S. This is ABC News.
If you have a lot of shopping to do for summer, then you're actually in luck. Because at Macy's, the latest designer trends are here now. From swim and sandals to match sets and linen suits, all for 20% off. But get this, spend $100 and get 25% off. Spend $200 and get 30% off. 30%. So the bigger your summer, the better. Because the more you buy, the more you save. But hurry, it all ends Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. This news a service of Cars Auto Repair. A Canton man whose sentence on federal drug and weapons charges was commuted by former President Joe Biden will be taken to a state prison following his release from a federal facility. Stark County Common Pleas Judge Taryn Heath Thursday ordered that 53-year-old Jamel Smith be transferred from a prison in West Virginia to the Lorraine Correctional Institution in Grafton. The decision follows a motion from a special prosecutor for the Ohio Attorney General's office. They said Smith did not serve a 5-year prison sentence for a 2017 cocaine possession case in Stark County, citing his return to federal court to stand trial on the federal charges. Smith was sentenced to 30 years to be served consecutively to the Stark County conviction. President Biden commuted the federal sentence in January. A driver whose car crashed into an Alliance office building mistakenly pressed the accelerator instead of the brake. That's according to Fire Inspector Chris Waffler, who says the incident occurred shortly after 9 a.m. Thursday in the 1200 block of West State Street. Responding firefighters removed a man and woman trapped in the vehicle. The building sustained about $10,000 in damage. There were no injuries. ODOT is planning Stark County work projects next year. Route 30 lanes and ramps will be resurfaced in Canton, East Canton, Minerva, and Osnaburg and Canton townships. Maintenance will be done on 21 bridges on I-70 77 and routes 30 and 62 in Canton and Canton Township. Route 172 will be resurfaced from Route 44 to Browning Court in East Canton. A pedestrian crosswalk will be installed on Route 183 at the PCC Airfoils plant in Minerva. Work is expected to begin next spring and take one construction season. The combined cost of the projects is more than $9.5 million. What's described as a transformative commercial redevelopment is in the works for the property that includes the last Fisher's Food Store. Cleveland-based Goodman Real Estate Services says a contract is in place for 5 of the roughly 8 acres at the northwest corner of Fulton Drive and Frank Avenue Northwest in Jackson Township. According to the repository, it's not clear what the redevelopment involves or what will happen to the store. Alex Fisher previously said the business is not for sale. Still on the market is a 3-acre property north and west of the adjacent My Eye Doctor location. Fisher's began in 1933 with a single store in Canton. It expanded to 7 locations in the Canton and Massillon areas, all but the Jackson Township store have closed in recent years. A Springfield Township firefighter is on leave pending the outcome of criminal cases. The Portage County grand jury indicted 28-year-old Brian Swanziger on charges of rape, sexual battery, gross sexual imposition, and kidnapping. He is scheduled for arraignment Monday in Common Pleas Court. Swanziger is accused of the sexual assault and restraint of a woman in Kent January 1st. She reportedly said the incident occurred during their first date. Swanziger also is charged in Mahoning County for the alleged date rapes of several victims. A pretrial hearing is slated for August 5th. The Fraternal Order of Police Quaker Lodge 88 recognized 2 officers in Salem Thursday. St. Clair Township officer Dakota Wetzel was seriously injured during a shootout January 22nd. Joseph Como was seen holding a gun before Wetzel fired several shots. Como returned fire and was fatally shot by other officers. Wetzel suffered a head injury. A 4-year-old girl was killed by a stray bullet. The Highway Patrol is investigating the incident. Leetonia officer John Hancock was also recognized after he suffered a broken ankle and a head injury in an attack last October. Hancock subdued a driver who assaulted him with a metal bar during a traffic stop. Columbiana County Commissioners are reviewing a request to raise rates for customers of the sewer districts served by the county. The proposal calls for rate hikes of 10% this year and 2026 and 5% in 2027. According to the Salem News, County Engineer Bert Dawson and Chief Deputy Sanitary Engineer Troy Graft said Wednesday the last sewer increase was in 2017. In the past 8 years, the Consumer Price Index has risen 26%. Graft says they've cut costs amid rising equipment prices. Dawson said all operating costs have gone up. The city of Youngstown has settled a federal lawsuit filed by the mother of a murdered 14-year-old boy. Landon Lockhart was reported missing in November 2021. His body was discovered in a wooded area on the city's east side in January 2022. Lockhart was believed to have died in late December, about a month after his disappearance. His family accused the city and 2 officers of discriminating against him by not adequately investigating the missing child report. The suit says the officers refused to use available resources and classified Lockhart as a runaway. The city will pay the family $40,000. 17-year-olds Anthony Wilkins and Anwan Whitfield were each sentenced to 17 to 22 and a half years in prison. Youngstown police say an argument between 2 women led one of them to shoot the other on the city's east side overnight. Incident occurred just before midnight on Eastway Drive. The victim was shot in the leg. They were taken to St. Elizabeth Health Center. 27-year-old Breja Skinner was arrested and is scheduled for arraignment today in Youngstown Municipal Court. She is charged with felonious assault. Police say Skinner reportedly was involved in a fight with the victim on DuPont Street hours earlier. That incident involved money stolen from juveniles. Skinner was arrested but denied entry to the Mahoning County Jail. It's not clear why she was not booked. Skinner was instead cited for the alleged incident. It's 57 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News, brought to you by Cars Auto Repair. Cars with a K. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100. I'm Jeff Mears.
Since 1996, Kale's Auto Repair Service, Cars with a K, has been the trusted auto repair shop in Alliance. With over 80 years of experience in Stark and Mahoning County, their team provides high-quality auto care and customer service. They offer a range of services from preventative maintenance to engine repair, AC service, and more. The shop features 10 bays, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and mechanics ready to get your car on the road again. They accept all makes and models, ensuring top-notch service for every vehicle. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 p.m. and Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
cloudy skies for the afternoon. Showers likely and a high reaching 67. Keep the umbrella handy for the overnight. Cloudy skies with a possibility of showers and thunderstorms, below near 53. Another chance for showers and thunderstorms for your Saturday, mainly during the morning hours. Clouds will make way for sunshine with a high near 62. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball!
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Towns got up on that pick and roll. Under 3 to play in the third. Brunson with a three. And the foul. And the foul. 29 for Jalen Brunson.
Team starts in and they score. They got a bounce. Evander King. And it's a 2-goal lead again. First 8:07. And warded off a couple of Dallas Star pushes to dispatch Dallas for the second straight year of the Western Conference Final.
And welcome back. Hour 2 of the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Don't forget you can watch and listen on the WDPN Facebook page, the WDPN X page, and the Q92 Radio Facebook and YouTube channel. Happy Friday, everybody. I know it's gloomy. I know it's rainy, but we are here to cheer you up and get you through and get you off to a great start for your weekend. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can text the show at 330-924-7088. We've got several of our area softball and baseball teams in action today. I don't know if rain has goofed up any of those yet or not. Baseball today, we had GlenOak St. Ignatius at 2 o'clock. If that game should be final. I'm going to try to catch a final here. I apologize. Central Catholic Triway is supposed to play at 5 today. Jackson Brunswick scheduled to play at 4:30. Softball today, 5 o'clock. Perry versus Green. Louisville versus Boardman. And again, as soon as we get some updates there, we'll pass them along to you. If you want to listen to that Perry game, by the way, at 5 o'clock as they take on Green, John Bazika with the call on Q92 Radiosports.com. Guardians and Angels tonight, game 1 of a 3-game series up at Progressive Field. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Lots of great comments and calls today so far. We're going to get back to the phones here in about 30 seconds, so hold the line. Our fill-in-the-blank Friday question today, at any sports level, at any level at all, what your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. What is your all-time favorite sports memory? Could be grandkids, could be Midget League football, Mighty Mites, high school, college, pro, Olympics, horse racing, whatever. Fill in the blank Friday. At any sports level, your all-time favorite memory is blank. Let us know. Let us know. 330-821-1310. Hoover baseball coach Brian Ashby scheduled to join us at 4:35 as the Vikings beat Massillon yesterday 8-0. They're moving on to play June 4th against Lakewood in a regional semifinal. Let's hit the phones and go to line 1. You're on AM 1310 WDPN and the Sam Bourquin Show. Good afternoon, caller. Who do we have?
My name's
Karen Carley.
Hi, Karen. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
We're on our way up to the Guardians game right now.
Oh, okay. Where are you calling from, Karen? Where do you live?
In Alliance.
In Alliance. Awesome. I'm so glad you took the time to call in. I understand you got a favorite sports memory you want to tell us about.
It's a good one.
Okay, here we go. The floor is yours, Karen.
Okay, the Cleveland Indians, Len Barker's perfect game.
Oh,
May
yes.
15th, 1981.
Yes. That just happened not too long. We had the anniversary of that not too long ago.
Sure did.
And I actually I played the highlight on our show, and I got goosebumps just thinking about it.
I was just going to say the same thing. If you call up to the Guardians and have a question about tickets or anything, and you're on hold, you get to hear the final moments of that perfect game, and I get goosebumps every time.
Oh, I did not know that.
Davis's home run, back in 2016 against the Cubs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we played that one earlier today, and I know we're going to play it again because that was just, oh my gosh, that was incredible. So, so you're going to go up to the ball game tonight. Do you guys have your tickets already then, I assume?
Yeah, we're season ticket holders.
Oh, okay. Is it like how many times do you go up a year?
Well, this year I don't think we haven't gone to every home game because we have family that use our tickets also. But
okay.
Just about all of them.
All right. That is awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope the weather holds out for you, and I hope that you see a great game, and I hope that you see a Guardians win.
Hey, I just have a side note about Len Barker's perfect game.
Sure.
I got married on May 16th, the day after that.
Okay.
And we listened to that game at our rehearsal dinner.
Oh,
So
wow.
my husband and I, we celebrate the perfect game every year. And oh, by the way, it's our anniversary.
So what's the number one level of importance? Is it the anniversary or the perfect game?
Oh, it's the perfect game. Let me tell you.
That's a great story. Karen, thank you for calling, and safe travels, and have fun tonight, okay?
Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. There's Karen in Alliance, and she and her husband are headed up to Progressive Field to catch the Guardians and the Angels tonight. Yeah, we celebrated the anniversary of the Len Barker perfect game. Was it last week or maybe the week before? I can't even remember. But yeah, we played the old audio that we found on, I think it was from Channel 43. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Lenny, I believe, I think he's still coaching baseball at, oh gosh, where is he now? I thought he was at Notre Dame College, but they're gone now. They closed that place up. Boy, are they in a heap of trouble. I don't mean to go off the rails here, but they owe some bank like $20 million to Notre Dame College. There was like misappropriated funds or something, and I guess there's a big lawsuit happening. Ooh, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. Holy smokes! Oh no, thank you. But yeah, Lenny Barker, we'll never forget that, and hopefully, my goal is to get Lenny on next year to celebrate and look, he's been celebrating this perfect game for decades. And I'm sure at times he probably gets it. Sometimes you probably go, okay. But you know what? Perfect game. First one in Indians history. I think that's always worth celebrating. So maybe next year we'll be lucky enough, Lord willing, we're all here and doing our thing. We can have Large Lenny here on 1310 WDPN. Again, the comments have been just incredible on your all-time favorite sports memory. Keep those coming in, and you can leave those as well on all of our social media platforms. A couple of more that I wanted to play. We've got plenty more to get to as we are with you until 6 o'clock tonight here on the Sam Bourquin Show. This one is football. This is Ohio State. Remember the magical run we had and getting to the national championship game against an unbelievably loaded Miami of Florida team. Looked like we were going to lose it at the end, right? Got a little reprieve, a little penalty in the end zone, kept our drive alive. We ended up going to overtime, and the Buckeyes would hold on to win, and the late, great Keith Jackson with the call, courtesy of ABC.
And Kellen Winslow and Dorsey under pressure. Throws it. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win. C. Grant was the man who pressured Dorsey, and now the party begins for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
And the cannons go off, and the rest is history. C. Grant. Remember what C. Grant was almost as famous for after that game as he was during the game? Is when he sung Carmen, Ohio at the rally in front of like 60,000 Buckeye fans at Ohio Stadium. You know, that was a great memory too. C. Grant singing Carmen, Ohio. But yeah, I love when Keith Jackson made that call. Unfortunately, and I had a conversation with the boss man about this a couple of days ago, the radio call by the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels. Poor Paul. Getting ready to make the call. The Ohio State Buckeyes win the national championship. And Jim Lachey, God love him. God love Jim Lachey. Former Buckeye, All-American, went on to play a ton of years in the NFL with the Washington Redskins. But he jumped all over Paul Keels' call on the radio. Dorsey's going back to pass. He throws it in the end zone. And Paul's getting ready to go. It's incomplete. And then Jim Lachey, what the hell? What the hell? Completely ruined that call. I felt so bad for Paul Keels. So that's why we didn't play it. We used the Keith Jackson call on ABC television. But oh my gosh, I remember that. And I understand Jim being a former Buckeye, and it was a national championship, and he was probably going through the roof as it was. But I'll never forget that. I've always wanted to. Is there a way, technology-wise, can we go back? I know we can't. Maybe somebody can. Can somebody go back to that audio call? And can you erase Lachey from it? You know how with the new cell phones now, you can take a picture, and if there's somebody in the background you don't want in there, or something's in the background of your picture, you can erase it and take them out. Are we able to erase Jim Lachey from that call?
Pretty sure we are, Sam.
I mean, I'm sure somebody can figure that out.
Adobe has a feature for that.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody's done that yet. Yeah! What good gravy, Jim Lachey. Oh, that was funny. But we won, and that's all that matters. Buckeyes over Miami. We were a 7-point underdog that night, and we beat the mighty Hurricanes. Shut them up and sent them back to Coral Gables. I loved it. Now, another great moment, about 5-6 years ago, and we waited and waited and waited. We've been waiting forever in the horse racing world for a Triple Crown. We've had a couple that got close, a couple that won the Derby, a couple that won the Preakness, but when the Belmont came around, they just couldn't answer the call. Well, this horse answered the call, and it was Justify.
And Justify comes roaring home to a raucous Belmont Park with 1 furlong to run. Gronkowski and Hofberg trying to run him down. Vino Rosso is fourth, a 16th to go. Justify is still there. Justify from Gronkowski. He's just perfect, and now he's just immortal. Justify is the 13th Triple Crown winner. Gronkowski was second, Hofberg was third, and Vino Rosso.
There it was. Justify winning the Triple Crown. Dave Johnson on the call, and that was pretty awesome. We waited a long time for a Triple Crown winner. Finally got one. That was pretty good stuff. What is your all-time favorite sports memory at any level at all? Give us a ring, 330-821-1310. You can text it in at 330-924-7088. You can oh, here come the text. Sam, I love it when you're making fun of Jim Lachey. Watching you on the live stream, that was funny. I knew that was going to happen. All right, let's take a break. 1310 WDPN. Stay with us. Much more to come here on the Sam Bourquin Show.
Got big Dreams of a better career? Whether you're looking to learn new skills or level up in your current field, Ohio Means Jobs, Stark and Tuscarawas counties is here to help you turn that daydream into your day job. We'll take care of your training costs so you can focus on building the skills you need for a brighter future in fields such as healthcare or skilled trades. Call us or visit our website at omjwork.com to learn more, because your future is closer than you think.
With love I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
For 100 years and counting, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has done so much for me and so many other kids. I can dance. I can play games with my friends.
Because of Shriners Hospitals for Children, I have no limits, and I'm doing more than what I ever thought possible.
To find out more about how children in need are being helped every day, go to loveshriners.org today.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I want to share with you the experience of Donna in Washington. She writes, I got injured about 5 years ago. I was let go when, because of the injury, I couldn't keep up with my schedule. I've tried to find other work, but I'm 68 now. No one wants to hire someone that old. This week is tough, though, because I had to get my tooth fixed. So I only have $10 in my checking account. But it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Millions of people face hunger. Some every day, just like Donna. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And we're back, 1310 WDPN. Boy, the time goes so quick during those breaks. It really, really does. Welcome back, everybody. Phones are open, 821-1310, 330-821-1310. I actually got my Block C hat on today. Those of you that are watching on video didn't necessarily plan that with all the festivities today, but what the heck? I got to get some new hats, by the way. I was doing hat inventory last night.
I usually stop binging the show.
I've got,
the first episode.
We have a room upstairs where I've got, I don't know, I guess I would call it a hat hook. And there's 4 different areas you can hang hats. And I've got like 4 or 5 hats on each hook. So there's about 20. And then downstairs, if we come in through the garage, through the laundry room area into the opening of the house, we've got some racks on the back of the door, and there's about 15 or 20 hats down there. Excuse me. Now 6 or 7 of them are my son's and the rest are mine. Long story short, I need some new hats. My Block C hat's getting old. My Rubber Ducks hat is fading. My Browns hat's still in good shape. I got the Elf. I need a new Buckeye hat or 2. I need a new Cavs hat. My God, I've got a Navy Cavs hat that's probably 25 years old. I need a new Cavs hat. I got about 15 Central Catholic baseball hats. So I'm always going to keep those. I got a Buccaneers hat. I've got a Phillies hat. There's a Blue Jays hat, Cardinals hat. But some of the darker hats, they're just worn and they really look like crap. I need to get some new hats. So there you go. maybe that'll be on the to-do list this weekend because I'm certainly not going to mow the grass. Thanks to Mother Nature. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Again, we're going to be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. We are a couple of minutes away from getting you to the bottom of the hour. Your all-time favorite sports memory. We've got lots of great ones I want to read on Facebook. And I want to play you another cut. And I think I want to go back to 1995 here. This was on the Baseball Network. And luckily for us, we can play this one. If it was a radio cut, we couldn't due to FCC. Because it's on TV, we're allowed. Tom Hamilton is on the call on the Baseball Network as the Cleveland Indians won the division, finally, in 1995.
Since 1954, the earliest clinch in Cleveland history.
In the air, Tony at third, and the season of dreams has become a reality. Cleveland, you will have an untold remember.
There you go. That was Hammy on the Baseball Network. That was 1995. Remember the Indians won the division by 100 games? It would have been anticlimactic in any other baseball city, but not Cleveland. That was our first Central Division championship. And, the rest is history. That's when we really, really started to get things rolling. All right, we got the news. We got the weather. Coming up here at the bottom of the hour, about 90 more minutes to go. Hoover baseball still cooking. We've got Brian Ashby, head coach of the North Canton Hoover Viking baseball team, coming up at 4:35. We'll continue to take your calls on your all-time favorite sports memory, and we'll get into the big sports weekend as well. Stick around. The Sam Bourquin Show rolls on a fill-in-the-blank Friday on 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. The Supreme Court has again cleared the way for the Trump administration to strip temporary legal protections from hundreds of thousands of immigrants for now. This pushes the total number of people who could be newly exposed to deportation to nearly 1 million. The justices today lifted a lower court order that kept humanitarian parole protections in place for more than 500,000 migrants from 4 countries: Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. The court has also allowed the administration to revoke temporary legal status for about 350,000 Venezuelan migrants in another case. A pair of rulings this week casting doubt on the wide-ranging tariffs ordered by President Trump on imports from around the world. On Thursday, a federal judge in Washington, D.C. ruled the tariffs are likely illegal since Congress holds the tariff power. That judge stayed his own order pending appeal. Earlier this week, the U.S. Court of International Trade in New York came to the same conclusion, blocking the tariffs. That ruling now stayed by a federal appeals court. More from ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce.
In April, Trump bypassed Congress to declare a national emergency and impose his so-called reciprocal tariffs on nearly every U.S. trading partner. But that federal panel, including judges appointed by Reagan, Obama, and Trump, ruling that those tariffs are unlawful. That using a national emergency declaration exceeds any tariff authority delegated to the president.
Former President Joe Biden has made his first public remarks since receiving his cancer diagnosis. He spoke at a Memorial Day service in Newcastle, Delaware this morning. Afterward, the former president spoke to reporters and answered questions about his health.
I feel good.
Have you decided on your treatment options?
Yeah, we have. We're underway, and all the folks are very optimistic.
A Ukraine presidential advisor says Ukraine is ready to resume direct peace talks with Russia in Istanbul on Monday, but insists that the Kremlin provide a promised memorandum setting out its position on ending the war. Andrei Yermak said in a statement that it's important for Kyiv to receive Russia's draft, and there was still enough time to send it before the planned talks. The foreign ministers of Ukraine and Turkey meeting in Kyiv also suggested the possibility of a future meeting between Presidents Vladimir Zelensky and Vladimir Putin, possibly also including President Trump. It's 57 degrees in Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Showers likely for the remainder of your Friday afternoon, otherwise cloudy with a high of 67. Clouds hang around for the overnight with a chance of showers and thunderstorms, a low dipping to 53. Saturday, another possibility of showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the morning, mostly cloudy, gradually turning sunny with a high near 62. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suite? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back, everybody. The Sam Bourquin Show rolls on a fill-in-the-blank Friday on 1310 WDPN. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for hanging out with us. A lot of folks still watching and listening in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel and Facebook page, and, of course, here on 1310 WDPN. I want to shout out Karen and her husband from Alliance. Gave us a call last hour. They are on their way to Progressive Field tonight to watch the Guardians and the Angels, and hopefully Cleveland can have a nice weekend series. By the way, Mike Trout was supposed to be taken off the disabled list today, and maybe he will see some action this weekend as the Angels are in town to play the Cleveland Guardians. But I still can't get over that stat about Mike Trout. From May 17, 2021 until now, Mike Trout has missed 404 of the Angels' 664 games. That just blows my mind. Gosh, I wish he could have been healthy. He could have put up some superhuman numbers. But he's still only 33. He's still only 33 years old. But, man, he's been hurt an awful lot. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Here we go. At any sports level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. Keep those coming in. Keep the calls coming in, and keep them coming in on all of our social media platforms. We got some really, really good ones to play for you here at the rest of the afternoon. Okay, baseball, softball today. 2 o'clock, GlenOak was to play St. Ignatius. I haven't seen the score there yet. I don't know if it's raining. I don't know what's going on there. Central Catholic Trioway at 5. Jackson Brunswick scheduled to play today at 4:30. Softball today, Louisville Boardman, 5 o'clock. Perry against Green at 5 o'clock. If they get rolling over in Ashland at 5 o'clock, you can catch that on Q92radiosports.com. John Bazika will have the call. Yesterday, Worcester came back to beat Lake 3-2, and North Canton Hoover 8-0 over Massillon. The Vikings are still dancing. Let's bring on head baseball coach Brian Ashby of North Canton Hoover here on this Friday afternoon. Coach Brian, congratulations on another big win. How are we doing today?
We're doing fantastic. It's sunshine and beautiful skies in Hoover today.
Yep, you're right. Holy cow. Good thing you guys didn't have to play today. So 8-0 yesterday against the Massillon team, Brian, who had a crazy up and down year. They strung against some wins. They strung a lot of losses together. They seemed to be finding themselves a little bit. And you guys just kind of, you kind of wore them down once you went through the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Tell us about that win yesterday.
Well, it was a great win. Anytime you win a district title, it's a great win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you hate to beat another county school at this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great win. We did not know what to expect. We really did not. After coming off a 12-inning district semifinal game where, we basically had 3 hits. And it was a 1-0 win in the bottom of the 12th inning on a passed ball
Yeah.
And, you have those moments in baseball. And, the objective was, and I challenged the guys, I'm going to challenge you just to everybody in the lineup, be obsessed on getting to first base.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me base runners and we can create some chaos and do what we do best. And, in the first inning, bottom of the first inning, it was great to see. We had Ryan Wilkinson hits a single, and then Jack Zarco comes up and takes an outside, I believe it was an outside fastball, but he went with the pitch and he line drived it through that 4-hole and out to right field. And maybe a little misplay on a ball from their right fielder, and we scored him from first base to get that first run in the inning in the bottom of the first. And that was like breathing room for us. He was like, man, bottom of the first inning, we got to run. And I think that really let our guys feel like, hey, we're here to play. We've got our run. Let's keep tacking it on. So it started from there. We felt good about that, getting that first run in that bottom of the first.
That is bizarre. And you're right, Coach. In the tournament, I don't care, survive in advance, win or go home. Just as long as you got one more than the other team, that's really all that matters. So I see that. Are you guys going to try to play noon against Canfield tomorrow, just to kind of stay sharp? Is that in the books?
That's correct. We like to keep one game back.
Okay.
To see where we can shuffle that in the schedule to keep our guys fresh and keep them playing, because there's a long layoff. We played last night. We don't play again until Wednesday. Not so much of a long layoff, but this time of year you're playing almost every day or maybe every other day, and just keep them fresh. But yeah, we scheduled a game with Canfield tomorrow at noon here at home here at Dick Miller Field.
Outstanding. Brian Ashby is our guest, head baseball coach at Hoover. The Vikings will be playing at Gilmore Academy against Lakewood coming up here on June the 4th. That's a scheduled first pitch time of 2 p.m. So you play Canfield tomorrow and keep everybody fresh and keep them in the grind. And then what's the plan of attack for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Well, Sunday we're going to let these guys have a little full day off.
Okay, good.
Just let them get away from everything. This time of year, bodies are a little tired, and like today, we just brought them in today and had an optional workout for guys. We had everybody here. We just had just light hitting round, and that was it. And everybody's out of here, and we were all here for an hour, and everybody's gone. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Then Sunday's a day off. And then Monday, we're going to have a full practice like we normally do, stay on routine for our Monday. And then Tuesday, we'll do a normal practice walkthrough that we do before we do game day on Wednesday. So we like to stay in routine. We love our routines, and the players appreciate that because they know what to expect, and we can be ready for game day.
Brian, during these games, especially during a 1-0 game, and even a game where you win by more than that, but you got your night out there on the field. But what's it been like in the dugout with the other guys? Rooting the guys on, giving them a pat on the butt when they come in from the dugout after a big play, just kind of encouraging, and all those really big important intangibles that are all part of it. How's that been?
Those have been huge intangibles, especially here in the last couple of weeks. You get that part in the first part of the season where you go through your lulls and you have some guys, we want to get on where we at, where's our role, but you get to tournament time and it's win or go home. Mm-hmm. And everybody picks up the slack no matter what it is and how it is. They want to help each other out. They want to help teammates. It's great. Our guys are communicating amongst each other. Some of the guys are saying, hey, what we see on the field, what we see at bat, what we see from the pitcher. But the energy has been outstanding. We got guys that really love each other, man. We play together. We've known each other for a long time. These kids have grown up playing ball together, which is such a plus. High schools, public high schools, you get some guys like this, and some of the guys may play multiple sports, and it doesn't matter. Some of the guys don't see them until they come to spring ball, right? But everybody just falls right back together, and the dugout has been absolutely fantastic. Energy levels up, and it's fun. Tournament time is just fun.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely blast. I love it.
It's a little nerve-wracking because of the finality thing, but it's also this is what you do it for, right? This is why it's fun.
That's why we do it. That's exactly what I said yesterday when we came home and got talking to guys in the locker room. I said, "This is why we do it, guys. Right here. You guys brought home, the trophy, and we get to live to see tomorrow. And we're still in the tournament, and here we are. We're in Sweet 16, and let's see where this takes us. We got a big game on Wednesday. Lakewood's the 5 seed, and they're there for a reason, and we're gonna have to really play our best. And and that's what we do. We worry about us, and let's just be our best version of us on that day, and that's what we'll strive to do.
Well, it looks like the pitching has been extra special here, especially the last two with a couple of goose eggs up on the board for your opponents. Who's been really getting it done for you on the bump here the last two?
Well, I'll tell you, go back to that district semifinal. We had two outstanding performances from our guys. Jake Donaldson came in, started the game, and you hope for your starting guy to go at least 5, especially with some of the guys that we have in our staff that can close the door.
Mm-hmm.
Jake was outstanding that day. He went 8 innings.
Wow.
And pitch count was just over 100. So, he was strong, looked fantastic, made pitches, held them, they were just, hold them at bay at the plate. And, cause that's a big pickup. And then you have a guy like Jack Andes that comes in, who is our closer. He has been our closer, and a lot of guys in the area know, and it's been said, you got to have a lead if you get to the 4th, 5th inning on Hoover, or the game is over, because they're bringing Andes. And he has done a fantastic job. He came in, he threw 4 innings that night, struck out 9 and didn't walk a batter, and gave up 1 slap hit to right field. And he was outstanding. So you get that support, in the district semifinal, in an extra inning game like that, your pitching staff is pretty strong to go with 2 guys in 12 innings. And then, yesterday's final, Evan Fuller went 5 strong innings against Massillon. And, the big stat that I look at yesterday was he went 5 innings and 0 runs.
Mm.
And then you bring in a sophomore that has just really come on for us this entire year, Roman Geiselman. And the stat for him was, it's amazing. He threw 11 pitches yesterday. 10 of them were for strikes. And you just fill the zone up. And, with 2 innings pitched, another big stat for him, 0 runs. So when you're able to pitch and have guys fill the zone up and not let any runs cross, you're going to be in a good position.
Yeah, you like your chances there. Brian Ashby is our coach. Yeah, he's our coach. He's also the head coach of the Hoover baseball team. The Vikings are still rolling. Again, put this on your calendar now. June the 4th, 2:00 at Gilmore Academy. They'll take on Lakewood Regional. And I'll tell you what, once you get there, Coach, everybody's good. Everybody's fired up. But you also start to think of that quote, "Why not us?" Is that how you guys are feeling right about now?
We are. We say, hey, look, and we said it yesterday. Anything can happen now, guys. Anything can happen. And as long as we just stick to our game and play to the best of our abilities, and hey, there's going to be failures in the game. It's just how you overcome those, and we just can't rely on, can't fall back on, oh gosh, get in our own heads and decide, oh my gosh, we can't do this. No, we've got to move forward. Last pitch, next pitch, last play, next play. We got to move on. And we look forward to it. It's just tournament time.
That's what makes it so doggone special. Again, Hoover winning yesterday 8-0. They got Lakewood coming up here on June the 4th up at Gilmore Academy. First pitch scheduled for 2 p.m. All right, Coach, before we let you go, the last time we had you on, it was a 3-question Thursday. Now, Fridays are fill-in-the-blank Fridays, so there's only one here for you, but I'm very anxious to get your answer here. And all you have to do is fill in the blank. Here it is. At any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank.
Oh, wow.
You can pick anything you want, high school, college, pro, Olympics, whatever you want.
Oof. Outside of anything both of my boys have done on a playing field, I've seen some great things from both of those guys. I'll spare everybody that, okay? Because that would be my first and only.
Oh, you can do that too.
But you know what? Aside from, well, I could do that. Yeah, okay. Well, some of the things that, one thing that stands out, I know seeing the sports moment I saw was my son Connor against Jackson his sophomore year, throw for 400 yards in driving rain and winning in unbelievable fashion to win the Federal League title that year. And it was an unbelievable game with the driving rain that entire time. And the other moment I would say is just, Mason returning a kickoff. I did believe it was the first game of his junior year, 99 and a half yards for a touchdown. And just the electricity that he brings when he does those kickoff returns. It's just fun to watch, and those two moments kind of really stick out amongst many. But if I go aside from that, Sam, I'm going to go away from the football, the basketball, and the baseball. But you said Olympics, and that really, one thing hit me, and it was watching Eric Hayden win those gold medals in the speed skating in 1980 Lake Placid. I was like in awe. I was like, look how big that guy is, And but I thought that was an amazing moment in American sports.
That I am so glad you brought that up, because we just played a cut of the Miracle on Ice with Al Michaels and Do You Believe in Miracles? And of course that was Lake Placid. We all forget about what Eric Hayden did. I'm so glad you brought that up. That was incredible.
Those moments, I have followed speed skating because of him. Every Olympics, I love to watch speed skating and those guys. It's a grueling sport, and it's those guys are ultimate athletes. The training, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that guy's legs were like sequoia trees, man. They were unbelievable. He was so good.
We thought Nick Chubb's legs were big.
Yeah,
Eric bigger.
You're right. That's a great way to end it. We're gonna end it right there, Coach. Thank you so much for coming on. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck in the preparation, and best of luck against Lakewood. And let's keep this Viking thing moving, okay?
I agree. I appreciate it, Sam. And Sam, I think I heard you say something about GlenOak and Ignatius. I got an update for you. I believe
Go for it.
Won 4-3 on a pass ball.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding!
Congrats to another Federal League school winning the district title against Ignatius.
Coach, thank you for that update. We've been scratching and clawing to get some scores on that thing, but we got it right there. 4-3, GlenOak wins it on a wild pitch. Unbelievable. Hey, something special is brewing in Stark County. Let's keep it going. Brian, thank you so much, bud.
You're welcome. Thanks, Sam.
You got it. Brian Ashby, head coach of the Hoover Vikings, giving us breaking news here on the Sam Bourquin Show. I love that. How about that? GlenOak beats Ignatius today, 4-3 on a pass ball. I think I'm going to text Coach Frisbee here during the upcoming break, see if we can get him on here this afternoon. With that, we'll take a break. 8 minutes until the top of the hour. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a fill-in-the-blank Friday, 1310 WDPN.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
With love, I will build a wonderful thing that makes this life better for you and for me.
For 100 years and counting, Shriners Hospitals for Children has been creating wonderful opportunities for children in need. This life-changing medical care helps them do the things they've always dreamed of.
Shriners Hospitals for Children has done so much for me and so many other kids. I can dance. I can play games with my friends.
Because of Shriners Hospitals for Children, I have no limits, and I'm doing more than what I ever thought possible.
To find out more about how children in need are being helped every day, go to loveshriners.org today.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. Together, we can make real change happen. We
Now
are
streaming.
Rotary. We are people of action.
On Disney Plus.
Get involved today at Rotary.org/action.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And we're back about 5 minutes until we get to the top of the hour. Thank you to Brian Ashby, North Canton Hoover baseball coach, for joining us on the program today to talk about their win yesterday, district championship. They're moving on to the regional semis next week at Gilmore Academy. They will play on June the 4th at 2 p.m. against Lakewood. So best of luck to the Vikings. And while Coach was on, he gave us breaking news. GlenOak beat St. Ignatius today 4-3 on a passed ball. So the Golden Eagle baseball team moves on in the high school baseball tournament. I got a message out to Coach Frisbee. We'll see if he can come on with us sometime here in the 5 o'clock hour. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can text the show at 330-924-7088. Don't forget, like, love, share, and check us out on all of our social media platforms. Type in the keywords AM 1310 and Q92 Sports. We would love to interact with you each and every day here on the program. Guardians Angels tonight, 7:10 Progressive Field. Looks like Mike Trout is coming off the disabled list today for the Angels. Let's see here. What else we've got going on? Yes, Perry softball coming up at 5 o'clock today. If you want to catch that broadcast on the Q92 radiosports.com, that ball game starts at 5 o'clock. Perry versus Green over at Ashland. So make sure you tune into that and root the Panthers on together here from back here in Stark County. Okay, fill in the blank Friday. Been a lot of fun today, and a lot more fun to be had here in the next hour or so. The fill in the blank Friday is at any level, what is your all-time favorite sports memory? Your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. We've had a lot of great ones coming in. I will read some more of these when we come up here on the top of the hour. We got a couple more we want to play for you here, and we'll kind of reshuffle some of the other ones we played earlier just in case you missed them. A couple of my favorites here. We got to go back to 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We had Kevin Love on that great stop. We had LeBron on that great block. But we don't win the title without the shot from Kyrie.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
Fourth quarter for Cleveland, including this one. They came out of the timeout, set to get
shot there by Kyrie Irving. They go on to win the title, 93-89. You know what? We're coming off the end. We are coming up on the anniversary of that, by the way. of the Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. And you better believe we're going to have some fun with that here on the show, 1310 WDPN. I want to take you back to 1988, my freshman year. I was at then Walsh College. Now it's Walsh University. That'll put things into perspective for you, won't it? So it's 1988. It's the World Series. It's the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers were a huge underdog. Remember the A's with the Bash brothers, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Carney Lansford. They were loaded. Dave Henderson. But the Dodgers hosted Game 1 in L.A. Up comes Kirk Gibson. Dennis Eckersley is on the mound, and the rest is history.
But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Vin Scully on the call. NBC. Never forget it. Never forget it. I can still see Kirk Gibson hobbling around the bases. I can still see it. And the Dodgers would beat the A's, and they would go on to win the 1988 World Series. I was in my dorm room that night watching that game. And I was a little bit of an A's fan, but I just told you about the Bash brothers, McGuire, Canseco. I love the Oakland A's. And, man, that ripped my heart out. Just ripped my heart out. But what a moment that was. I'll never, ever forget it. All right, keep those comments, keep those memories coming in. Get them to us via the phone, via the text, via the comment section on all of our social media platforms. We'll finish up real big here in the last hour of the show. Right now, we're going to go to the top of the hour with news and weather and back with one more big hour here on 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. More twists and turns in the U.S.-China tariff war leads to a mixed close on Wall Street for the major indexes. The Dow added 54 points, the S&P 500 losing about half a point, the NASDAQ down 62. He's optimistic about his prognosis, says former President Joe Biden. He'll be taking a pill to treat his prostate cancer after a Memorial Day speech today in Newcastle, Delaware.
I feel good.
Have you decided on your treatment options?
Yeah, we have. We're underway, and all the folks are very optimistic.
Hundreds of thousands of migrants in the U.S. could be forced out soon. The Supreme Court today ruled that the government can move forward with its plans to end parole protections for many who fled Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela. Loretta Swit has died. She played Major Margaret Houlihan, head of nurses on the hugely popular war-themed TV comedy series MASH. She was 87. This is ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states.
If you have a lot of shopping to do for summer, then you're actually in luck. Because at Macy's, the latest designer trends are here now. From swim and sandals to match sets and linen suits, all for 20% off. But get this, spend $100 and get 25% off. Spend $200 and get 30% off. 30%. So the bigger your summer, the better. Because the more you buy, the more you save. But hurry, it all ends Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon, it's 5:02. A Stark County judge has approved a request to transfer a Canton man from a federal prison in West Virginia to the Lorraine Correctional Institution in Grafton. Common Pleas Judge Taryn Heath responded Thursday to the motion concerning 53-year-old Jamel Smith. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison following his conviction in federal court on drug and weapons charges. It was to be served consecutively to a 5-year sentence for a 2017 cocaine possession case in Stark County. Former President Joe Biden commuted the federal sentence in January. The motion from a special prosecutor for the Ohio Attorney General's office, stated that Smith had not served the sentence for the local conviction. That's because he was returned to federal court to stand trial on the federal charges. Alliance fire officials say no one was injured when a car crashed into an office building Thursday morning. Crews responded to the 1200 block of West State Street shortly after 9 a.m. Inspector Chris Waffler says the driver mistakenly pressed the accelerator instead of the brake. A man and woman were trapped in the vehicle. They were removed by firefighters. Damage to the building is estimated at roughly $10,000. More than $9.5 million worth of work is planned for roads, bridges, and other items in Stark County beginning next spring. Work is expected to take one construction season. ODOT plans resurfacing of Route 30 lanes and ramps in Canton, East Canton, Minerva, and Osnaburg and Canton townships. Maintenance will be done on 21 bridges on I-77 and routes 30 and 62 in Canton and Canton Township. Route 172 will be resurfaced from Route 44 to Browning Court in East Canton. A pedestrian crosswalk will be installed on Route 183 at the PCC Airfoils plant in Minerva. The property that includes the last Fisher's Food store is off the market. A contract is in place for what's described as a transformative commercial redevelopment on 5 of the roughly 8 acres at the northwest corner of Fulton Drive and Frank Avenue Northwest in Jackson Township. That's according to Cleveland-based Goodman Real Estate Services. The repository reports it's not clear what the redevelopment involves or what will happen to the store. Alex Fisher previously said the business is not for sale. A 3-acre property north and west of the adjacent My Eye Doctor location is still on the market. Fisher's started with a single store in Canton in 1933 and grew to 7 locations in the Canton and Massillon areas. All but the Jackson Township location have closed in recent years. A St. Clair Township police officer was recognized by the Fraternal Order of Police Quaker Lodge 88 in Salem Thursday. Officer Dakota Wetzel was seriously wounded by Joseph Como January 22nd. Como was seen holding a gun before Wetzel fired multiple shots. Como returned fire and was fatally shot by other officers. Wetzel suffered a head injury. A 4-year-old girl was killed by a stray bullet. The incident is under investigation by the Highway Patrol. Latonia officer John Hancock was recognized by the group for subduing a driver who attacked him with a metal bar during a traffic stop in October. Hancock suffered a broken ankle and a head injury in the incident. Rates could be on the way up for customers of sewer districts in Columbiana County. Commissioners heard a proposal from County Engineer Bert Dawson and Chief Deputy Sanitary Engineer Troy Graft Wednesday. The Salem News reports it calls for rate increases of 10% this year and 2026 and 5% in 2027. Dawson said all operating costs have gone up. Graft says they've cut costs amid rising equipment prices. The last sewer increase was in 2017. In the past 8 years, Graft says the consumer price index has risen 26%. Commissioners are reviewing the proposal. The Portage County Grand Jury has indicted a firefighter on charges of rape. 28-year-old Brian Swanziger also faces charges of sexual battery, gross sexual imposition, and kidnapping. He allegedly raped and restrained a woman January 1st in Kent. She reportedly said the assault occurred during their first date. Swanziger is scheduled for arraignment Monday in Common Pleas Court. He also faces charges for alleged date rapes involving multiple victims in Mahoning County. A pretrial hearing is set for August 5th. Swanziger is on leave from the Springfield Township Fire Department pending the outcome of the criminal cases. One woman is hospitalized and another in jail following a shooting in Youngstown late Thursday. Police say the victim was shot in the leg on Eastway Drive on the city's east side just before midnight. She was taken to St. Elizabeth Health Center. 27-year-old Breasia Skinner was arrested and charged with felonious assault. She is scheduled for arraignment today in Youngstown Municipal Court. Police say the shooting stemmed from an argument between the two women. Hours earlier, Skinner allegedly was involved in a fight with the victim on DuPont Street over money stolen from juveniles. She was arrested but denied entry into the Mahoning County Jail and instead cited for the alleged incident. It's not clear why she was not booked. The city of Youngstown will pay the mother of a murdered teen $40,000 to settle a federal lawsuit. 14-year-old Landon Lockhart was reported missing in November 2021. His body was discovered in a wooded area on the city's east side about 2 months later. 17-year-olds Anthony Wilkins and Antoine Whitfield were each sentenced to 17 to 22 and a half years in prison for the murder. The victim's family alleged 2 police officers discriminated against the boy by failing to adequately investigate the missing child report. The suit says the officers refused to use available resources and classified Lockhart as a runaway. The city's insurance company will pay half of the settlement. 2 men were robbed of guns in separate incidents in Newton Township last week. WKBN TV reports a woman used social media to arrange romantic rendezvous with a man at Foster Metro Park. The Trumbull County Sheriff's Office says each time the woman requested the man bring a firearm to the location. When the men arrived, they were approached by 3 armed men who demanded the firearm. The crimes happened 5 days apart. A Virginia woman accused of killing a Northeast Ohio man in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park has taken a plea deal less than a week before the case was set to go to trial. 35-year-old Chelsea Perkins pleaded guilty to murder and using a firearm during a crime of violence. Prosecutors said Perkins traveled from Virginia to meet the victim. Hikers discovered the body of 31-year-old Matthew Dunmeyer in the park in March of 2021. He had been shot to death. According to court documents, Dunmeyer told co-workers days before his murder he was planning to meet a woman coming in from out of town. They were at a bar together when co-workers saw a woman with blonde hair pick him up in a car. That was the last time he was seen alive. The court must accept Perkins' plea deal. Sentencing is scheduled for September 9th. A former Cincinnati city councilman sentenced to 16 months in prison has received a presidential pardon. Alexander P.G. Sittenfeld is one of 17 people pardoned by President Trump Wednesday. 8 sentence commutations were also handed down. Sittenfeld was sentenced to 16 months in prison in October of 2023 after a jury found him guilty of bribery and attempted extortion. Prosecutors said he accepted campaign contributions in exchange for votes on a downtown development project. In May 2024, Sittenfeld was granted release from federal prison in Ashland, Kentucky, pending the outcome of his appeal. Sittenfeld lost his appeal in February. He appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court in March. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 42,270, up 54 points. The Nasdaq Composite ended the day 62 points lower at 19,113, and the S&P 500 closed at 5,911, down a fraction of a point. It's 57 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Showers likely for what's left of your Friday afternoon. Cloudy and a high near 67. The threat of showers will linger into the overnight along with thunderstorms under mostly cloudy skies, a low near 53. Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly during the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy, gradually turning sunny with a high reaching 62. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
I like how Towns got up on that pick and roll. Under 3 to play in the third. Brunson with a 3. Got it! And the foul. 29 for Jalen Brunson.
Keene starts in. They score. They got a bounce. Evander Keene. And it's a 2-goal lead again. First 8:07. And warded off a couple of Dallas Star pushes to dispatch Dallas for the second straight year of the Western Conference Final.
And with that, we welcome you into the Sam Bourquin Show. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in 1310 WDPN, streaming live, AM 1310 WDPN.com. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. The text line is open, 330-924-7088. Like, share, follow all of our social media platforms on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. And let's do it up here for the final 60 minutes here on this Friday. I know it's gloomy outside. I know it's raining. It's just, yeah. But, hey, we've had a blast so far here today. A lot of good things going on. Fun show today. Today is a fill-in-the-blank Friday. If you're just joining us here for the first couple of minutes, fill-in-the-blank Friday is, at any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. What is your all-time favorite sports memory? Could be pros, college, Olympic, high school. Could be midgets, mighty. Could be your grandkids. Could be your sons, your whatever. Your all-time favorite sports memory. And we've got a lot to get to, and we got a lot of great ones to play for you here as the afternoon goes on. Let's see here. Softball getting ready to go over in Ashland. You can listen to it on Q92radiosports.com. Perry in action against Green. That game is just underway. Earlier today, holy cow, GlenOak beats Cleveland St. Ignatius by the score of 4-3. And the Golden Eagles advance on a passed ball. How about that? GlenOak is moving on to the regionals. What a game. Eagles win it by the score of 4-3. Central boys baseball team in action today. The Jackson baseball team also in action today. We'll get some updates on those here in just a couple of minutes. Guardians Angels tonight a little bit after 7 as the Halos in town for a big 3-game series. We got On This Day in Sports History coming up, and we'll get you back in to the Fill in the Blank Friday. But without any further ado, we go to a very happy, joyous school bus as the fellows are on their way back as GlenOak wins today 4-3 in 9 innings over Cleveland St. Ignatius. We bring in the head baseball coach of the Golden Eagles, Ray Frisbee, to the Sam Bourquin Show. Coach, congratulations. How you feeling?
Thank you. Thanks, Sam. Hey, I got some guys want to say something real quick.
Let's do it.
Everybody yell.
I love it. Hey, there's nothing like that, man. What a great feeling. How the heck? Tell us about the end of that game today.
Oh, it started off. We had a single by our shortstop Ethan Crum. Got to first. Had a pass ball. Moved him to second. We had a ground ball to second base by our catcher Gavin McCulley. Got him to third with 2 outs. And then a 1-1 count, the ball just slipped by the catcher, Ethan Crum, got us 90 feet and got us our district title.
That is absolutely incredible. So obviously a nail biter. Obviously, when you play 7, and that's not enough. So you're going to be in for some heartburn. What was the entire ball game like, and how were you feeling once you kind of made it through the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on?
Both teams came out of the gate intent, swinging. Both pitchers did a phenomenal job to start. They were able to jump out 3-0, and we clawed back a couple. We kept swinging the bat well today. I'll tell you what, they were an outstanding defensive team. St. Ignatius, their shortstop, saved at least 2 hits early in the game that were diving plays that kept them from opening up the game. And, we got back within clawing distance, tied the game up, and we had to use Ben Seibert came out of relief.
Okay.
Through the sixth inning. Bryce Pepper gave us a shot through the first 5. Ben threw up a 0. And then we went to our closer, reliever, Will Douglas. He threw the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Wow.
So, yeah, our pitching staff did a phenomenal job today.
Coach, I remember we talked about Will the last time you were on the show, right. And we were talking about how rare it is to have a guy in the bullpen who can come in and do that. And today he had to go 3 innings for you. That's outstanding.
Yeah. He did a phenomenal job, had a couple big strikeouts. They got a runner in scoring position, but left him stranded out there, and we were threatening in the 8th, just couldn't get the big hit, and then we got a runner in the 9th, moved him over, and then he got us in. So, yeah, that will through tonight. That is his 17th appearance, so he is the all-time pitching appearance single-season record holder for GlenOak baseball.
Well, congratulate Will from us here at the radio station, because that is certainly something to be proud of. And, man, that's at the high school level. That's pretty crazy stuff. We got Ray Frisbee on the line, a head baseball coach at GlenOak. The Golden Eagles, a drama-filled afternoon today. They win in 9 innings on a pass ball. They beat Cleveland St. Ignatius 4-3. Okay, now, what is up next for the Golden Eagle baseball team? Fill us in.
We got the regionals at Munson. Next Wednesday, we will play the winner of Medina and Strongsville. They're getting underway right now.
Okay, and that game will be at what, either 2 or 5 o'clock then, probably?
Yeah, either 2 or 5.
2 or 5 next Wednesday at Munson. So GlenOak fans, Stark County baseball fans, get over there next Wednesday and root the Golden Eagles on in a regional semifinal. Ray Frisbee, our guest. The gang is on the bus. They're coming back home. They beat St. Ignatius today by the score of 4-3. What does this, I guess, short-term and even long-term, Coach, what does a win like this do for your program that already has an incredible tradition? This is just another notch, right?
Yeah, I'll give our the credit to our seniors. They have kind of we've come back recently the past couple of years, getting back into playing important games. 2 years ago, we won the league with Jackson. Last year, we played Jackson in the district championship, just came up short. So these past 3 years, we've been clawing our way up to try and get up to the top. And, I think this is our first district championship since 2010. So it's exciting that they can put their stamp on it with this 2025 team.
Hey,
also, I want to give credit to my coaching staff. They did a phenomenal job. Nick Campanelli, Nolan Sullivan, Ryan McAdams are my varsity assistants, and we couldn't do anything without them. The one thing I will say is this team, we've played a lot of one-run games. I want to say this might have been our 4th or 5th walk-up.
Mm-hmm.
They keep their composure when we get in these tight games, and there's a lot of fight in these guys. And the seniors have led the way, so they've done a phenomenal job for us.
Well, you know what? There's something to be said for that. When you're in tight ball games all year, that's when you learn. That's when you see what you're made of, and especially in a win-or-go-home environment, when you can kind of reach back, and kind of say, "Okay, guys, we've been here a couple times before. Let's just keep doing what we do." And a lot of times you see you come out on the other side, and man, today was certainly one of those days. So after this win today, what is your schedule looking like as far as preparation for your next game coming up next Wednesday?
We're gonna get back at it on Monday. Kind of an emotional-filled week. Today was our last day of school for the underclassmen. Long bus ride up here to North Ridgeville. Took us about an hour and 20 to get up here. So we're just passing the airport, Cleveland Airport. So we're gonna take a couple days off and crack back at it on Monday and go from there. Our focus all year has been to go 1-0 every day. We're going to enjoy tonight, and then we'll get back ready on Monday and focus for Wednesday.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking some time on that bus. Tell the fellas congratulations from us. A little hooting and hollering never hurt anybody. Way to go. That's a humongous win, and we'll hopefully we'll talk to you next week, and you can keep talking Golden Eagle baseball here maybe for a couple of more weeks.
Sam, appreciate you, and I got the GlenOak Golden Eagle District champs right here.
All right, brother. Thank you. There they go. Drive safe, guys. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
There you go. Coach Frisbee and the GlenOak Golden Eagles. That is a happy bus ride home from North Ridgeville. Way to go. That's good stuff. That's why you do it. That's exactly why you do it. All right, we're coming up on 22 minutes after the hour. The phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Don't forget, coming up here in about 7 or 8 minutes, it's On This Day in Sports History. We'll continue to fill in the blank Friday with your all-time favorite sports memory and lots more to get to here on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Possibilities are all around us. Everywhere we look, we see opportunity in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action in communities all around the world that we call home. Like transforming an old bus to feed hungry children, or providing life-saving equipment to those who need it most. From fighting disease to rebuilding schools, together we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at rotary.org/action.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
And it's that time on this day in sports history on the Sam Bourquin Show right here, 1310 WDPN. On this day in sports history, Bobby Lowe of the Boston Red Sox became the first player to hit 4 home runs in one game. 1922, Max Flack of the Cubs, Cliff Heathcote for the Cardinals were traded for each other between the morning and afternoon games of a doubleheader. They played one game for each team that day. That's wild. 1927, Walter Johnson recorded his 113th career shutout. It was also the final shutout of his career. On this day in 1935, Babe Ruth of the Boston Braves played in his final major league game. He went hitless against the Phillies. Ruth would announce his retirement 3 days later. 1937, pitcher Carl Hubble got his 24th consecutive win. On this day in 1962, Pedro Ramos of the Cleveland Indians pitched a 3-hitter and hit 2 home runs in a 7-0 win over the Baltimore Orioles. On this day in 1981, the LA Dodgers became the quickest to get to 1 million people to attend games in a season. It took them 22 games. On this day in 1983, Yankees owner George Steinbrenner was suspended for a week for his public criticism of the umpires. Now the audio portion of the program. I hinted at this earlier today. Let's go back to 1977. The Cleveland Indians are playing the California Angels, and a guy by the name of Dennis Eckersley was on the mound.
I remember at one point about the seventh inning, I said, heck, forget about Banana. Don't waste your energy on yelling at him. And he looked at me and he went, this is my no-hitter. I'll act any way I want.
So there's 2 outs, and this guy, Gil Flores, is the last out. And so he's taking his time. He's looking around, and it's like, I had enough. You know what I mean? So I said, get in there. They're not here to take your pitcher. You're the last out. Get in there.
In all, Eckersley was
Incredible. That was Joe Tate on the call, by the way. That 1977, the Indians beat the Angels, and Eck fired the no-hitter. Let's go back to 1982. Cal Ripken Jr. began his record streak of playing in 2,632 games. Well, all good things come to an end. September the 20th, 1998.
Welcome back to Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and this has been a season of historic moments with the home run chase, and we may witness another one tonight. Cal Ripken on the phone, presumably to the press box, and he is not in the lineup. This is just moments ago. Ray Miller exchanging lineup cards with Joe Torre and explaining that Cal Ripken supposedly went in to see Ray Miller and said, I'm not injured. Please don't put me in the lineup tonight. And so young Ryan Miner will start at third base. And we apparently will see the end of the Ripken streak. So let me do it very
And there it ended on this day in 1983. On this day in 1987, Eric Davis of the Cincinnati Reds became the first NL player to hit 3 grand slams in a month. Here's one of them.
0 for 2 and a walk is Davis. This one hit deep to right. Going back. It's going to be a grand slam home run. Eric Davis, you don't have to argue when you do that.
Eric Davis with a grand slam, George Grand on the call, and the Reds would go on to beat the Giants that day on this day in 1987. That puts a cap on another on this day in sports history. Bottom of the hour, news and weather coming up next. Stick around for more on the Sam Bourquin Show.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. There's been a victory for the Trump administration in its efforts to roll back legal status granted to hundreds of thousands of migrants by the previous administration. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports from Washington.
The Supreme Court stay allows the Trump administration to move forward with its plans to strip these migrants of their status while their case plays out. It affects more than 500,000 people who fled Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, and who were all granted parole by the Biden administration. The court's majority didn't explain its decision, but liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said the court's move threatens to upend lives. Jackson was joined in her dissent by fellow liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor.
Reality TV star Todd Chrisley has spoken out for the first time since President Trump's pardon and release from prison earlier this week.
Julie, who is a wonderful, decent, God-fearing woman and that I'm blessed to have been married to and been with for over 30 years now. An excellent mother. She's at home with Chloe right now, and Chloe will not let her go.
Chrisley spoke to reporters at a hotel in Nashville this morning. President Trump earlier this week pardoned Chrisley and his wife, Julie, who served time for tax evasion and bank fraud. Hamas says it is continuing to review a U.S. proposal for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. The ceasefire plan, which has been approved by Israeli officials, won a cool initial reaction Thursday from the militant group. A Hamas official and an Egyptian official, speaking on condition of anonymity to discuss the talks, said Thursday that the proposal called for a 60-day pause in fighting, guarantees of serious negotiations leading to a long-term truce, and assurances that Israel will not resume hostilities after the release of hostages, as it did in March. Delivering his first public remarks since receiving a cancer diagnosis, former President Joe Biden spoke at a Memorial Day service in Newcastle, Delaware this morning. The president spoke to reporters afterwards and answered questions about his health.
Prognosis is good, we're working on everything, it's moving along. I feel good.
Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website today, Swift announced that all the music she's ever made now belongs to her. According to the Post, the pop star has purchased her catalog of recordings, originally released through Big Machine Records, from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. She did not disclose the amount. Over the last few years, Swift has been re-recording and releasing her early albums in an attempt to regain control of her music. It's 57 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Cloudy skies for the afternoon, showers likely, and a high reaching 67. Keep the umbrella handy for the overnight. Cloudy skies with a possibility of showers and thunderstorms, below near 53. Another chance for showers and thunderstorms for your Saturday, mainly during the morning hours. Clouds will make way for sunshine with a high near 62. That's your AM 1310 WDPN weather.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to be
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answer yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is
Superhuman. They get exactly what they want. Everybody out of my way. It's time to get some one-on-one.
866-200-0111.
The ability to score and flat out get it done
drink?
on the offensive
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey.
I found a path that worked for me.
1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible. Visit cdc.gov/stopoverdose to learn more about the various paths to recovery.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
330-821-1310 is our telephone number. You can always text the program as well at 330-924-7088. We have had a blast today. Want to thank Brian Ashby, Hoover baseball coach, for joining us. And thanks to Ray Frisbee, GlenOak coach, for joining us on the bus with a bunch of screaming baseball players. GlenOak beat Ignatius today 4-3 in the bottom of the ninth on a passed ball. Now, I will also tell you, if you missed our interviews today with Coach Brian Ashby and Coach Ray Frisbee, they will be up after the show today. They'll be up around 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight. Those will be on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook page and the Q92 radio sports page on Facebook as well. So those will be up a little bit later after the show. Make sure you go back. You don't want to miss either one of those interviews. They were fun. I'll just put it that way. All right, it's a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on the show. Real simple today. At any level, your all-time favorite sports memory is blank. What's your all-time favorite sports memory? College, pro, high school, Olympics, horse racing, Mighty Mites, Midget League football, your son, your daughter, your grandkids. It's wide open. Your favorite sports memories today, and we've had such an incredible response today, and I'm really glad that we did this afternoon because it's been a lot of fun. All right, let's get you updated here real quick. Baseball today. We told you GlenOak beat St. Ignatius in 9 innings, 4-3. GlenOak advances to the regionals next week. Jackson and Brunswick were to start at 4:30 this afternoon. We're looking for an update there. Central Catholic was to play Triway at 5 o'clock today over in Niles, and we're looking for some updates there. Louisville Boardman softball, 5 o'clock today. Perry Green softball, 5 o'clock. You can catch that broadcast right now on Q92radiosports.com as Perry looks to keep their softball run alive here in 2025. Let's see. I want to read some of our comments on social media for everybody's favorite sports memories. We've got so many in today. I hope I can get a good chunk of them in here during this segment. Let's see. Let's go back to Jim Baumgartner. Says, watching his Steelers win their last Super Bowl. Gary Andy says, Sammy, my team won the Canton City Mighty Mite Championship in 1983 with my son on the team. The Southwest Padres beat the Southeast Giants to win it all. Good job, Gary. Let's see here. Gary Geis says, toss-up between Kurt Gibson's home run in 1988 World Series or Jack Sawyer sack and scoop for the Buckeyes. Well, those are good ones right there. D says the 2016 Cavaliers championship. George Arrett pitching for his Canton Mighty Mite team, the Cardinals, with his family in the stands. Thad Henderson says the program from Louisville winning their first state basketball championship at UD Arena. Go Leps. Thad, we appreciate your support. Rich Gunther, big Canton South guy, and also he's been an usher for Ohio State at Ohio Stadium for many, many years. Rich is a good dude. He says his Canton South football team going 10-0 in 2023. That was a fun year. And he also mentioned ushering for Ohio State football. His first game was against Oregon in 2021, but a tough loss to the Ducks there, 35-28. Philip Condi says playing Mighty Mite baseball and playing at Shanafelt Field. No question about that. Blake Simpson, watching his daughter shut out the Tennessee Volunteers 1-0 in the 2012 Knoxville Regional. I got a feeling that was Jessica Simpson, former Hoover grad and Hoover standout in softball. I think that's what we're going there. And Blake, that is a great memory. John Appleby says when his Redskins destroyed the Broncos for the Super Bowl. Tom Cackley. Tom, thanks for listening today. He says, my first ring after 19 years in pro ball. We beat Akron and celebrated in the visiting clubhouse. I used to run for the Arrows. Beat them at our place to win the title the next year. Then I got a big league ring when the big club won the World Series the year after that. Definitely good times. Ryan Belts. Ryan, hope you're well. Says the Cavs title in 2016 and being in the city that night downtown, Johnny's Little Bar ran out of beer, but boy, did we have fun. That's what we're talking about. Your all-time favorite sports memories. Keep them coming in on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram. You can also call them in at 330-821-1310. Hey, got a softball update here for you. Again, over on Q92radiosports.com, we are in the top of the third inning. Perry leads Green by the score of 2-0. So see if the Panthers can keep on rolling there. All right, we have had some great responses today from our Fill in the Blank Friday. And what we've done is we've played 2 or 3 at a time here for you during the last 2.5 hours of the show, the ones that we kind of picked out and loaded up into the system so you could go back and listen to them. I wish we had more of them, But we're just going to run through these now. My producer extraordinaire, Ryan Rainsberg, we're going to go right for the top. Some of our favorite sports memories of all time. Here they are, 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show on a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Sit back, enjoy, reminisce, and have fun.
Driving to left. At the wall. It's gone. Tie game. Rajay Davis. 6-6. Top step inside, floats it up, misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the. Oh my. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. Fourth quarter for Cleveland, including this one. They came out at a time.
And Kellen Winslow and Dorsey under pressure. Throws it. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win. C. Grant was the man who pressured Dorsey, and now the party begins for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Line to center field. Back is Edmonds to the warning track to the wall. It's gone. A grand slam home run. The magic continues. The Indians win. Oh. Look at this place.
The puck is still loose. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Silk. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable. And Justify comes roaring home to a raucous Belmont Park with 1 furlong to run. Gronkowski and Hofberg trying to run him down. Vito Rosso is fourth, a 16th to go. Justify is still there. Justify from Gronkowski. He's just perfect, and now he's just immortal. Justify is the 13th Triple Crown winner. Gronkowski was second, Hofberg was third, and Vito Rosso was fourth. Justify has done it.
Oh, we hope you enjoyed that montage there. Great job by Ryan Rainsberg, one after the other. And look, there's so many more. And someday down the road, we'll do another show like this, and we'll have many, many, many more, and we'll have you be a big part of that program as well. But we had fun doing that for you today. And again, you can keep sending those comments in. You can drop them on the live broadcast, the live stream. Q92 Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can also send those to us on X, AM 1310 WDPN, or you can call them in at 330-821-1310. There's so many out there. We had so many great moments sent in from you today, and we certainly appreciate it. That just made the show that much better. All right, we are coming up on 5:47 here on the Sam Bourquin Show. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll try to chase down some more high school sports updates for you between softball and baseball today. We'll get you ready for the Guardians and the Angels tonight, the Knicks and Pacers tomorrow night, Game 6 at the Garden in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. And we'll get into a couple of other quick things before we wrap shop up here on this Friday afternoon. So stay with us. Much more to come here on a Fill-in-the-Blank Friday, only on 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
At YMCA Summer Camp, kids find their why. Friendship and fun, a world of adventure beneath a golden sun. Running, laughing, full of wonder. Being themselves is second nature. Summer camp is where they begin, to unlock the confidence that lies within. When kids find new passions, they find their why. Summer camp season starts soon. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
Hey drivers, it's Ryan Blaney, your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion and driver of the number 12 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Do you know one of the most important things that helps keep my car going on the track? Tire pressure. Keeping your tires properly inflated is crucial for safe stopping power and better gas mileage. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by a local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back. About 11 minutes till the top of the hour. Phones are open, 330-821-1310. Hope you've enjoyed the program today. We got, like I said, about 10 minutes left in the show. A quick update from Ashland. Perry has tacked another one on the board. The Panthers lead Green now 3-0 in the top of the fourth inning. Again, if you want to catch that game live, it's on right now at Q92radiosports.com. If anybody out there can help us out, I'm looking for a couple of high school baseball updates. Looking for a score update on Jackson, Brunswick, and a score update on Central Catholic and Triway. If anybody has those, text them to me, text them to us, and we can get those updates out there. GlenOak on a pass ball today in the bottom of the ninth beat St. Ignatius by the score of 4-3. Also looking for a Louisville Boardman softball score. They started at 5 o'clock today, so if anybody has that, we'd appreciate that as well. Hoover beat Massillon 8-0 yesterday. We had Coach Brian Ashby on a little bit ago. Vikings will play in the regionals beginning next Wednesday, June the 4th at 2 o'clock against Lakewood. That game will be up at Gilmore Academy. And shout out to the Lake and Massillon Tiger baseball teams. They had a nice season this year. They both bowed out yesterday afternoon. So we got all that going on today. And it's still Perry 3-0 over Green now in the fourth inning. So we can get a couple other updates to you before we leave you. We would certainly do that. Okay. Mike Trout looks like he has been taken off the injury list for the Angels. He might see some action this weekend as the Angels in town to take on the Guardians tonight, tomorrow afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. NHL Stanley Cup is set. It's going to be a rematch. Next second year in a row. We've had Edmonton and the Florida Panthers. Now, remember what happened last year. The Panthers were up 3-0 on Edmonton. Edmonton came all the way back to tie the series at 3-3, and then the Panthers would win in Game 7. Oilers trying to get their first Stanley Cup, let me see here, since 1990. Holy cow, that was back in the Gretzky. That's back in the Gretzky days, I think. Let's see here. What else? Let's see here. Browns.
What else, Sam? We got
today.
somebody on the phone who wants to talk to you.
All right, beautiful. Browns are still doing camp. They're going to do another camp coming up here in a couple of weeks. And let's see. College baseball. The regionals are underway. And I think Miami of Ohio's in that, so we'll root them on. What the heck? They're from Oxford. They're from Ohio. We got a lot of Miami grads out there listening, so we'll keep you in tabs with that as well. Let's take a phone call here at 330-821-1310. 8 minutes until the top of the hour. You're on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Good afternoon. Who's this?
Hi, Sam. This is Frank.
Frank, how we doing, partner?
You got a great show tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't know if anybody mentioned Len Barker's no-hitter.
Yes, we had Frank, it's funny you bring that up. We had a caller, her and her husband, they were driving up from Alliance to go to the Guardians game tonight, and she was talking about when they called the Guardians about ticket information, when you get put on hold, they run audio of old games. And when she happened to be put on hold, they were playing Len Barker's perfect game.
Oh, yeah. Well, one other one, maybe, I don't know if anybody, but did anybody say about the Miracle of Richfield?
No.
When our own Dick Snyder made that basket over the Bullets, Game 7?
That's right. No, you are the first one to bring up the Miracle of Richfield. Holy smokes. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get psyched up, go listen to Joe Tate's album there. That's really excites you.
Oh, man. I still have the album at home. I have the Miracle of Richfield on vinyl. Now, I don't know how I'm ever going to play it again, but I've got it at home in a sleeve in one of our rooms, tucked far, far away.
Yeah. Well, it's good talking to you. Next show, maybe you got to do the worst moments in Cleveland sports.
Oh, God. Well, we would need 10 hours for that.
I know.
But maybe
Hey,
we'll do it.
Weekend, Sam.
Thanks, Frank. Appreciate the call down there in North Canton. How the heck?
All right.
Thanks, Frank. How did we miss out on the Miracle of Richfield? Now, again, it didn't have to be a championship game or you know what I mean? A series like a title. But how did we forget about that? Dick Snyder, high off the glass. Cavs take the lead. I can hear Joe Tate now in my head. Bullets inbound the ball. He looks. Chenier looks. He looks. Gets it. Elvin Hayes puts up a shot in the corner. No. Ball's loose. People running on the floor at the Coliseum. The place, literally, it shook. It almost shook to the point of exploding. And the Cavaliers beat the Bullets, and they moved on to play the Celtics. And they bowed out there in the Eastern Conference Finals. But, man, the Miracle of Richfield, someday we'll go back and we'll get some old audio of that. We'll play some of the key stuff for you. Hey, I'm going to tell you what. The Miracle of Richfield, I believe, was 70. Was it 76? God, I think it was. I was 7. But I want to tell you something. That's when I knew I wanted to get into radio. I knew at that age, when I heard Joe Tate broadcasting those games, I said, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. It just sounded fun. And here we are. Let's go back to the phones. 330-821-1310. You're on the Sam Bourquin Show on WDPN. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, Sammy, how you doing? It's Sal here.
Hey, Sal. I was hoping you'd call in today.
Hey, thank you. Just real quick about your fill in the blank Friday. I want to go back to, I'm sure you can recall this, 1986, the OHSAA football playoffs. Groveport Madison was at McKinley.
Yes,
regional semis.
28-24 Pups, right?
Or
no?
I think you're going a week after that.
That was the Fitch game. I'm sorry. It was 22-15 McKinley at Fawcett.
Correct.
Yes.
Late stages of the game, McKinley had the ball. They run a slant over the middle, and they were quite a ways away from the goal line.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure that was quarterback Brian Chaney. And
yes,
it's his man over the middle, a couple moves here and there, and he's off to the races.
Was that Juan Taylor that caught that?
That name really sounds familiar. And
I don't know. You're right. It was Chaney. And it was a slant, and that put McKinley up. And I remember I was at that game. We were sitting up about the 10-yard line on the press box side, and the place just went wild.
It sure did. And I was about 11 years old at the time, and I do recall I watched that. It was live on Channel 67.
Oh,
normally
my
you had
gosh.
to go for the tape delay.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know that.
one
Okay.
was live, and I remember I just polished off some Italo's pizza, and
oh, you're killing me.
good times.
You are right.
Anyways, I appreciate the call, Sam. I'll let you go. I just want to say it's been a few weeks now. I know you've been back on the air, but welcome back, and you have yourself a good weekend.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Sal checking in here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. I remember McKinley Grove, Port Madison. That's right. That was 1986. Fawcett Stadium. Brian Chaney, who could throw the ball. I think it was Juan Taylor. McKinley fans, help me out there. I think it was number 27. That would have been Juan. Got that long touchdown. And then McKinley, the following week, had to go up to the Rubber Bowl and play a really good Austin Town Fitch team. And they would lose that one 28-24. But, I remember that was a great game back at Fawcett Stadium. Gosh, we've had so much fun today. What do you say, Rainsburg? You want to do this till about 10 o'clock tonight? You good?
I'd have to eat some dinner.
Hey, there's pizza oven out there.
Oh, yeah.
Although,
but no, I'm good. I want to go home, too.
It might be gone now. I'm going to have to go out there and check the leftover
I think
table.
we would actually get in a little bit of trouble if we went over.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
We would.
Boss wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that.
We have a set schedule for a reason.
That's right. All right. Hey, thanks to everybody for participating and engaging with us today, whether it was on the phones, a lot of great calls today, a lot of great texts, a lot of great comments on our social media platforms, Facebook, X, YouTube channel. That was really, really fun. And we'll do it all again next week, starting Monday. Don't forget, get your day rolling here on 1310. Rex in the morning at 6 a.m. John Tesh from 10 until 3. That's a great show, too. And then we'll roll along. We'll be with you from 3 until 6 here on 1310 WDPN. Thanks to my producer, Ryan Rainsburg. Thanks to everybody who hung out with us today. And appreciate y'all listening. We couldn't do it without you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay dry. Remember, go Cavs, go Guards, go Bucks, go Browns. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday. So long.
No one